brought to you by Dodge, who welcomes you to visit the friendly Dodge lineup of 97 Dodge cars and trucks.
What makes this Dodge Caravan such a value is our family value package. For no extra charge, you get drawer, air conditioning, and more. Plus, you also get seats that roll, cup holders, and storage spaces, even a great stereo. All for just $17,815. So valuable is where you'll find it. In America's best Dodge Caravan. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Illinois. What do we have here in Chicago? We've got jazz. So what's up with this Utah jazz? I'll tell you what's up. They all wish they can live right here in Chicago. About the Great Salt Lake City Fire and the Mormon Tabernacle style hot dog. Coverage begins tomorrow night at 7 on Sports Channel. The game's not over until we say it is.
The Fighting Irish have come ever so close to upsetting big-time opponents this season. The road gets no easier when they meet Jahidi White and the defensive power of Georgetown. Notre Dame, Georgetown, Tuesday on Sports Channel. The college hoop fans want.
Jim Dinchell of Highland Park. Jim is the grand prize winner of our second destination in the Southwest Airlines Great Savers Contest. Jim wins 2 tickets to see the Hawks play the Red Wings at Joe Louis Arena next Saturday night, plus round-trip airfare to Detroit, a symbol of freedom. Time now to bring to you our puck priorities, things that you should watch that Murray and I feel will be key to tonight's contest. States Postal Service, priority mail. First of all, Red Horde. Keep track of how many points the Russian unit gets for the Red Wings. They're the key to the game. Second of all, there's no Y in team. When he plays well, the Red Wings play well. And finally, Murray, mind over muscle. The Blackhawks have to snap out of it.
Yes, they do. And we talked about them concentrating and focusing on the job at hand, not being frustrated and taking silly or use their mind, concentrate, get yourself in the game that way. When you're taking the body, be smart about it, don't get dumb penalties.
It is time for Blackhawks hockey here on Sports. The Red Wings and Hawks coming up next. Says the Blackhawks play one opponent at a time. But lately, the Hawks have been battling 2. The second being frustration.
You have to, and we've got to fight through that and just focus on doing our jobs. And players, coaches, everybody has to. We can fight our way out of this, but frustration will lead to more frustration.
Tonight, the Hawks turn their frustration towards their Central Division foes, the Detroit Red Wings, who will relish the opportunity down. It's time for Blackhawks hockey live from the United Center on Sports Channel.
The Chicago Blackhawks try to break out of a month-long slump. Tonight they take on a very strong Detroit Red Wing team. Hello again, everybody. Pat Foley and Dale Talon. Happy to welcome you into the United Center for our coverage game. The Blackhawks, as we know, have had a difficult time scoring goals all season long, Dale. They're best 28 out of 39 games, 2 or less they've given up.
They've only scored 2 goals in each of the 3. Won 1, tied 1, and lost 1. And most of the periods, 7 of the periods of the 9, they've been in pretty good shape against them. They just for the Red Wings in Detroit. So they have to have a little confidence knowing they can beat them if they play well. But it's going to take more than 2 goals to win this hockey game.
Well, the Blackhawks are the this season series. We'll come back and crank up meeting number 4 in just a moment on the Chicago Blackhawk Network.
Southwest Airlines, with fares so low you have the freedom to go places. Dodge welcomes you to visit the friendly Dodge dealer near you to see their new 7 Dodge cars and trucks. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL. Ameritech, your Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. And by the Discover card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's anniversary.
If you think they're hard, well, new cheese tortellini from Chunky foots the bill. It's loaded with giant ring-shaped pasta stuffed with cheese, plus huge chunks of chicken and tons of vegetables. So if you've got a giant satisfied? Yeah, I thought so. Campbell's Chunky, soup that eats like a meal.
Men's haberdashery. The Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Right now, Lexus full line of cars.
Going down.
Uh-oh. Hurry to your Chicago area Lexus are in the back.
The United Center looks Hawks and the Wings get ready to renew a long-time rivalry.
Surprise start, Mike Vernon's 12th appearance. He's 6-5. Goes against a .235 and a save percentage of 90. He's 11-9 in his career against the Blackhawks. Belfour gets his 31st appearance. He's 10-14-5. .269 goals against average and a save percentage of .906. Troubled hockey bench, hoping to get some games where they can relax a little bit. Every game's a nail-biter.
Tonight it'll be led by Bill McCreary, who is the referee for this one. The linesmen are Shane Heyer and Jay Shares. And here's the draw, controlled by the Hawks, Eric Weinrich. Back of his own net. Sends one out to center. Hit an official bounce right to the Hawk player, Craven, who steps in over the line and made an extra move, forcing Amati in there ahead of the play. Player for this game tonight. He got a gash just over his kneecap the other night here in the United Center, but beyond that, he has had lost a lot of fluids. Said that last night he had to make several unscheduled trips. Really feeling rather weak, but felt he was able to go, and he's in the starting lineup. Here's the draw, and Amati clears it into the Redwings. Vyacheslav Fetisov moving slowly. Rolled it to Konstantinov, who sends it to Fedorov. Steps over the line, moves to the deep side by Belfour. He had the glove in the right spot there and managed to hang on.
A brilliant save. Fedorov, you give him the line, he's dangerous, and he's been on fire of late. Belfour hasn't won in his last 9 games. His last win was his 200th win. 30th.
You mentioned on fire for Fedorov. How about 13 goals in his last 14 games? And after really being in the doldrums in the early part of the season, he has turned things around, and all of a sudden he's got so far this season second best on the Red Wing team. to Shanahan's 20. Here's a quick shot by Dandeneau, and Belfour got the right pad out, and the rebound cleared ahead to Black. Over the line, fires! And a save by Vernon, who calmly gloves it and holds it.
Now Vernon's a stand-up goaltender, plays his ankles, not the biggest guy. You want to get him to move from side to side to try and beat him. Here go Krasov on his off wing, rink-wide pass. I think it was intended for Chance. Went to Black, and Black with Vernon about 3 feet outside the crease, standing up, cutting the angle down on that long.
Face-off will be to the right of Mike Vernon. And here's the draw, taken by the wings Lidstrom. And Kriva Krasov unable to advance it. Bouncing around back into the Hawks. Cuts in, shoots. Belfour just got a tiny piece of that. Rebound to the near side. Ciccone moved it ahead to Black. James taking it into the Detroit zone. Johnson gave it to Dandeneau on the near side. Matthew Dandeneau feeds Martin LaPointe. He works his way to the Hawks line. LaPointe to the deep slot. Fires. He beat Belfour and just missed the far post for that bullet. Back of the goal. Now Cam Russell trying to feed Savard, who deflected it out to center. And the wings Johnson. Gives it to Aaron Ward, who pounds it back in. The near corner it goes Johnson. Takes it back around the board. Jim Taylor jammed it in behind the net. LaPointe battling Savard there. Now Ward knocked down by Cummins. That allows Savard to break away. Might have a 2-on-1. Savard races in over the line. The trailers. Russell gave it to him right in, and he shoots. He scores! The play. Dennis Savard found him, and it's 1-0 Chicago. And now Cummins and Pusher in a fight over on the far side. Vernon might have thought it was no goal. Meanwhile, Cummins and Pusher, and Cummins got in a big right hand. Neutralize him. Jamie Pusher and Jim Cummins have one another neutralized pretty well at the moment. It appeared the only big shot of this fight was landed. Meanwhile, why did Mike Vernon think it was no goal?
Well, it was his hit, Cummins' hit, that started the play. And then Savard, good vision and patience, waited. Beat Vernon low to the glove side. Why is there no goal? Pusher just hammered. McCreary never saw it. It was a bit of a hit from behind. Pusher took exception. Savard breaks up the ice with the defenseman caught in deep. Cam Russell waits, and then bang, it's in the net. Ruling that there was a foot inside the crease. But that player went into the crease after the puck went in the net.
Well, Dale, I think we are going to the video to the phone. On the taken overruled by the video official to wash this one out. Heck, now we do have the supervisor of officials in the NHL here tonight, Brian Lewis, so he'll be taking a look at the video as well as the replay official.
He was pushed into the crease after the puck. Savard to Russell. The puck was in the net.
The neck of the Hawk player. That's why he was dragged into the crease.
When the puck went in the net, skates not on the line. It's on the line. The puck's in the net, but he was taken into the crease by Taylor. So the goal stands. Cam Russell from Dennis Savard. And offsetting fighting majors at the same time to Pusher and Cummins.
So Cam Russell gets his first goal of the year. Now we're going to have another fight. Just rejoined the wings. These two were heavyweight teammates for a while in Detroit. And now they're adversaries, and the gloves are off. Kocher trying to land some short rights. Now Probert does as well. Joe Kocher and Bob Probert. Neither man able to get a lot going in. It hasn't appeared. They have pretty good hold of one another. The linesmen letting themselves tire each other out. Kocher's right. Oh, big right by Probert. And that Dave. Both men have had their helmets knocked off as they continue to wrestle. And now down they go. 2 fights. ice and a goal already.
Good. We got something to talk about. Playing with New York, Coacher's got the bad hands. His hands look like they've been in a meat grinder. 2:04, and 9 seconds later, Coacher and Probert with 5-minute fighting penalties.
So Cam Russell's goal is assisted by Dennis Savard at the 2:04 mark. Savard, as Dale mentioned, with the excellent recognition of the situation. Open, he was right in the middle of the ice, and he made good on his opportunity to score just his 7th career goal in 295.
That was Savard's 71st assist against Detroit in 95 games. That gives him 115 points.
Here's the draw now, controlled by the Hawks, and Chelios had his pass a little too far for Black. It's out over to the far side. Just wide of the far post. Now back of the goal it goes. Eiserman rolled it to the near side. LaPointe got a rough ride from Russell. Rolled it back into the Chicago end. Chelios boots it back into Red Wing territory. Black to the near corner. Wrapped up there by Dandino. And Eiserman working his way back to center. Shoots it in as Detroit heads for a change. And now going into Red Wing territory, Fetisov shoots it to the near side. And is corralled by Federer. And here's Kozlov for Fetisov, far side. Craven came to knock it away. And Weinrich bounced it to the center ice area. Scores. And the Wings able to win possession. Fedorov weaving to the Hawks line and to throw it in. And now it's corralled by Weinrich. Bounce one out to center. Raven to Miller, got to the line. He was surrounded. Amani tried to carry on, couldn't quite maintain possession. And the Wings look to drop pass for Fetisov. He lost it in traffic. Hawks with a chance to counter 2-on-1. Here's Miller with Carney. Miller over the line, fires, and a save. It's early in the game. The Blackhawks have scored and have a 1-0 lead on the Hawk Network.
So it's not Budweiser? No! Remain calm, sir. We're on our way.
Next time, look for this.
Tastes better.
Preston's hotline.
Could we order some Chinese?
Dodge Stratus and Dodge Ram have just received the prestigious J.D. Power & Associates tied for most appealing entry midsize car, and Ram receiving the award for the 2nd year in a row as most appealing full-size pickup. Of experts of all, consumers. Frankly, we're tickled. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Well, a glorious start for the Blackhawks. They have scored a goal and just very nearly scored another one in a 2-on-1 break. And when he let the shot go, the defenseman tried to block it. If he's able to slip to Carney, Carney would have had an empty net.
Here's the draw. Came to the near side. Kriva Krasov spins into the corner. Got bumped there by Draper. Another chance jammed it loose. Morrow couldn't get to it. Krivo did. He was knocked right off the puck and a good hit from Ward. And now the Wings try to get things settled down in their own. Stands behind the Detroit net. He sends a long pass too far for Brown at center. It slides the length. The race is whistled against the Red Wings.
The Hawks with a 1-0 lead, Pat, and again a good save on Chico's shot from the point and the face. Keeps squandering good opportunities, a chance to be up by 2 or 3 goals here in the early stages, and it's only 1-0. But win by Shantz, a good low shot, a big rebound to the slot to Morrow, and Morrow shoots it wide.
Face-off will be to the left of Mike Vernon. penalty ready, and here's the draw. To the far side, Dandino wrestling with Daze, who poked it loose, but the Wings had the goal mouth covered. Yzerman there to steal it. And Steve Yzerman cleared it to center. Shanahan to flip it in deep. Taken by Russell on the near board. We're going to have a Hawk penalty coming up as a forechecking Martin LaPointe was taken down, and the Red Wings to get the game's first power play.
Well, they haven't been calling that all year. That's what they called last year. This year they've been getting away with it. Now the players don't know what is an interference call or not. Chelios spins into his own goaltender as he tried to tie up LaPointe. And Detroit will get the first power play of the game and a chance to tie it up at 5:04. That's been let go all year, that type of infraction right there. Last year it was called all the time, especially in the early stages. But this year they've been not calling it, so the players are used to doing it now.
It does starting to get a little bit closer to the standard that they had last year. I was talking with Scotty Bowman about it before the game, and lately you're seeing more and more interference infractions being called. But as you said, the guys have been playing for 40 games one way. Now they're being asked to adjust to another way again.
They were on the right track last year. All they do is just continue it on this year in the early stages, call those penalties, and it would have been more open play and more fun games. Take away the touch-up rule, and then they allow the obstruction. So,
Brian Burke did say just before Christmas that the officials have been told to try to buckle down a little bit more. Here comes Amani chasing down a loose puck, cuts to the net. He couldn't pull the trigger. There's a good recovery made by Lidstrom to tie him up. And now the Wings start away on their power play.
hey, I got you.
Larionov gave it to Lidstrom with plenty of room to center. Makes a dump in, then carries it over the line. His teammate's able to stay on side. To the deep slot, Larionov has room, lets it go. And a save, rebound. Belfort stopped the rebound. Yzerman couldn't get the shot through. In behind the goal it goes. LaPointe jammed it loose. Shanahan. His return pass picked off by Carney. Hey, clears it down.
There after two brilliant saves from Ed Belfour. First on the long screen shot, and then on the rebound by LaPointe.
Now Fetisov. There's it into the Blackhawks zone. Belfour put it to the near side. It bounced to Miller. Evan Miller couldn't hang on to it. It rolled back to center. And now the Wings Fetisov with 45 seconds left on the Detroit power play. Fetisov to Fedorov. Sweeps it over the line. Kozlov on right wing. Left it for Fedorov. To Kozlov's side of the net. Back to the line, Larionov. Top of the ring to Fedorov, side of the net. Kozlov centered. Brown got knocked down, rolled loose in front. Belfort trying to freeze it. He does. Well, the Wings moving that puck around beautifully. It wound up just outside the Hawk goal crease, and some good coverage by the Hawks around their net.
Good play by Jeff Shantz to prevent any further damage after the puck was stopped by Belfour. Some nice touch passes in behind the net. To the hash marks, back to the point, back to the top of the near circle, down low, and then a touch pass out front. A good play by Shantz to knock Brown down.
Sergei Fedorov with a 5-game point streak coming into this contest tonight. 7 goals, 11 points in his last 5 consecutive games, and as we mentioned earlier, 13 goals his last 14 outings. Here he is at the far dot. His shot is blocked by Carney. Went back to Fedorov along the boards. Tipped it loose. Fetisov at the line. Far side, Dandino. His shot didn't get through. Hit blocked by Shantz, and Black cleared.
Detroit 3 for 21 in the season series against the Hawks. 27 for 168 throughout their season.
Now the Hawk penalty is over, and both teams are at full strength as the Wings dump one in. It's cleared to the near side. Chelios able to gather it in and line. Now Doug Brown for Detroit. Fires along with the Belfort. To the near corner center. Does it? He scores! He looked like he's going to shoot it wide and somehow recovered to tap it in on the backhand after partially fanning on his Chicago's initial attempt, and Eric Daze on a nice feed from Primo has made it 2-0 Chicago.
Well, big kill, and then the Hawks come right back and score. They want a ruling that it was kicked or not by Daze. It was kicked initially off the skate, and then he advanced it in past Vernon. The Blackhawks kill the power play and come back and score. The last couple of games they've had power play chances, didn't capitalize on it. The other team came back and scored. So a 2-goal swing. Instead of being a 1-1 game, it's now 2-0 Blackhawks.
So Eric Daze gets his 9th goal of the year, assisted by Kriva Krasov at 7:33. And 21-year-old Eric Daze started to show signs of breaking out of a season-long scoring struggle.
I think Ed Belfour should get a second assist. He deflected a long shot by Brown into the corner. Daze picked it up, and on a player change, worked his way up the middle of the ice, got it to Krivo Krasov. Krivo Krasov got it back to him.
So it's 2-0 Chicago, and here's the draw. Taken by Chelios, flips it ahead. Daze chasing to the corner on Lidstrom. Now Probert goes crashing in there and flattened with the wings, able to get control of the puck, and Dandino cleared it to the Hawk line. Bouncing around to the Red Wings, and they fail to get it in, and Russell tipped it to center. Answered by Bob Probert on the left wing board. Puts it into the Detroit zone, and out comes Brendan. Leads the Detroit goal-scoring list. Players along with it. Belfour stopped easily, and now Russell. This is Chelios. Bounced one to center, and the lead didn't connect with Amati, but Craven able to hold it into the far corner where he was spun around, and Kozlov got it to Konstantinov. Works his way over the Hawk line. Konstantinov to the deep slot. Back of the goal it goes. Weinrich rolled it back to the near board. Dug loose to Larionov shooting. That hit Weinrich. Played loose in front, and Amati able to chase it down. Tony Amati got it to Weinrich. Up to the near side, and Larionov. Igor Larionov up the right wing board. Carries it over the Hawk line. Weaves to the deep slot. Bumped there by Cummins. Able to roll it back to center. Dump it back in, but they hadn't quite cleared the zone, and the offside whistle sounds, and it's been a wonderful start for the Blackhawks. We're halfway through the first. 2-0 Chicago on the Hawk Network.
Gary, listen to this. Listen. Okay, this idea is going to revolutionize the game of hockey. When the other team pulls their goalie, and puts in another skater, we'll pull one of our skaters and put in another goalie. That's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. That's what I was telling you. Whose idea was that? That was your idea? No. Saying where are you going? I'll get a hot dog, gas, and Coke.
Lots and lots, tons and tons of tennis balls. Some of the things that are on my Discover card statement, I travel quite a bit. Ooh, I didn't know that the golf balls around here. Just relax, enjoy nature, and very good. Lapidochromis, Caeruleus. They don't want to play with me now because I beat them 90% of the time. I'll take out $100 to buy the bait, gas up the boat.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
Let's see, what else do I have on this?
It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the notice sign.
Well, Blackhawks highlights and post-game interviews tonight after the game.
Well, I love what's going on here. 7 o'clock start, televised home game, a full house, and a 2-0 Blackhawk lead. What more could you ask for? Another 50 minutes.
Face off outside the Hawk line. The draw taken by Ciccone deep in his own end. Rico Ciccone tried the long bank pass. Morrow got to it at center with help from Suter. Rolled it ahead. Savard over the line. Stops to the near side. Looks for the trailer, but his pass deflects out to the neutral area. Bouncing around on the far side. Pusher able to slide it in.
Bob Harry just charged at Ciccone. Now the stick comes up again on Ciccone by Draper.
Meanwhile, Suter gets to center. They said he was short of center when he dumped it in, but Savard hustled to save icing. Back of the goal it goes. Savard trying to kick it loose, but the wings Ward captures. And Aaron Ward, in just his 30 seconds, works his way to center, took a dive. Morrow's going to get a penalty. Here comes Johnson for Detroit. He spins back to wait for Vernon to get off in favor of the sixth attacker. The Wings look to capitalize with a delayed Hawk penalty coming up, and now Yzerman had to dump it in, and that'll give the Hawks possession.
A hook on Ward. The Hawks don't get away with any of it, while Detroit has been getting away with it. Minutes. An interference call, now a hooking. I wonder if the score's got anything to do with it. The Hawks up 2-0 for the second time. Ciccone got run at by Erie, took more than 2 strides, and then Draper jumped up and elbowed him and high-sticked him in the corner. But this is. Tune in weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 to Steve Cochran, only on your home for Chicago Blackhawk hockey, AM 1000.
Well, the face-off will be to the right of Ed Belfour. The Red Wings didn't score in their first opportunity tonight, meaning they're nothing in the last 15. Nicholas Lidstrom gave it to Fedorov. Dump it in. Carney unable to catch up with it. Now Shanahan threw it in behind the net. Fedorov to the near corner. Leaves it there. Now back of the goal. Yzerman center, but it was at the feet of Shanahan. He couldn't find it. Fedorov at the near point keeps it in. Dropped it to the deep slot. Lidstrom. His long wrist shot didn't get through. Karam to the corner where Carney got to it and bangs it loose to center ice. Shanahan back over the Hawk line. Chance chopped it away from him. Back into the center ice area. Fedorov back over the Hawk line. Amati knocked him down. Takes it away, looking to Chelios. He's sandwiched in the corner, but the Hawks' Carney got to it. Jammed it loose. A steal made by Zhamnov, trying to chase it down. Got over the line. Amati in a long shorthanded, stick-handed shooting. Vernon! And the rebound, and Vernon stopped that. Boy, Amati had time to stand there, get his own rebound before the wing could get to him. But Mike Vernon with 2 huge saves. Now here they come over the Hawk line. Lidstrom rolled it to the left side. Kozlov couldn't get there. Weinrich does. Clearing.
What a play by Zhamnov. Strip it along the boards from Fedorov, and then get it by the defenseman to put Amani in from just inside the Detroit blue line.
Half a minute for the Red Wing power play. Fetisov forced to turn at center. Out to the near side, Konstantinov. Cleared it ahead. Larionov over the Chicago line. Rolled it back of the net. Suter interfered. Puck because of it. Now to the line. It's held in by Fetisov. Put it to the far side. Larionov held it in for Brown. Deep slot. Fakes. Now fires. To the save. Rebound. Belfour the save on Konstantinov. And he holds on. And the Hawk penalty is over now. And Chicago maintains a 2-0 lead after another fine penalty-killing performance. With 7.5 to go in the first. 2-0 Hawks on the Blackhawk Network.
St. Louis. My dad got hit in the head with the puck. Now he can see Chris Chelios. It's over, Dad.
Over that line
in Westmont. Driving a brand new Camry. Wow, it's quite a car. Really? And Johnny, who has the largest selection of these brand new Toyota Camrys? Oakbrook Toyota in Westmont, the largest and most modern facility in Chicagoland.
Ryman.
Come experience the difference at Bob Roman's Oakbrook Toyota in Westmont, 4 blocks west of Route 83 on Ogden Avenue.
The Hawks with only 1 shorthanded goal this year. And Amante very nearly got the second one on a beautiful
Here's the draw cleared into the Red Wing zone. Both teams are at full strength now, and we're going to have a penalty coming up against Detroit, it appears.
An interference call. The Hawks with a power play now. Great chance to put this Detroit team away early. Interference, and Konstantinov goes to the box. 12:48. Detroit 0 for 2 with the man advantage. The Blackhawks with their first attempt. 26 for 160 in the overall grade.
Bad streaks against the Canadians. They have not beaten offense.
And not only that, the Blackhawks went out and hit people, Murray. They got physically involved in the game, giving the fans in the United Center and those of you at home what Blackhawk fans want: a physical game, some scoring. Do you have a family full of hockey players? If so, tell us about your hockey stories and send them to Sports Channel, care of Blackhawks Game Time, 820 West Madison, 60302. We're putting together a plan which we will take you through and show to you in subsequent editions of Blackhawks Game Time. Coming up after this timeout, we will take a look around the NHL. You are watching Blackhawks hockey from the United Center. Southwest Airlines, with fares so low you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines.
She knew where she was headed, and it wasn't to a bigger office with longer hours, where you phone home good nights to your kids. She has her own business now, and along the way found a broker who kept her focused on where she was going. She gave up the big office and a view, but what she's seeing is her kids growing up. How'd she get there?
More research, insight, understanding. Payne Weber. Invest with more intelligence.
At Ameritech, we've been doing our homework for over 100 years. We understand what customers need. That's why we introduced call waiting, caller ID, cellular service, and to simplify your rates, we developed call packs. We even wired schools and libraries with fiber optic lines for internet access. Stick with Ameritech. We work hard to determine which service is right for you, no matter where you are. Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Hi, I'm Adam Oates of the Boston Bruins. This is Scott and this is Ricky. Passing is the essence of team hockey. In the sweep pass, start the puck at the heel of your blade, and with a short stick move, let it roll off the blade. And be sure to fall through toward your target. The flip pass when there's a defender between you and a teammate. Keep the puck at the heel of your blade and flip it over your opponent's stick. Remember, have fun, practice hard.
It has the most powerful gas and diesel engines of any full-size pickup. It has the most available payload and towing. It has the roomiest cab of all, and better resale value than Ford, Chevy, or GMC. It's the truck that wrote a whole new rule book, now available in a leather-bound edition. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
Blackhawks hockey is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places, and by priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service. Congratulations to Jim Dinschel of Highland Park, Illinois. He is the second of our grand prize winners in the Southwest Airlines Great Savers Contest. Jim has won 2 tickets to see the Blackhawks play the Red Wings at Joe Louis Arena next Saturday night, plus round-trip airfare to Detroit courtesy of Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. It's a light night around the NHL, only 3 games on the schedule, including the Blackhawks and the Red Wings. One contest that Blackhawk fans might be remotely interested in is the one between the St. Louis Blues and the New Jersey Devils, taking place in the Meadowlands tonight. Bill Guerin holds off Al McInnes, goes to former St. Louis Blues Scott Stevens for the goal. Stevens' third of the year, 1-0 in favor of the Devils, but the Blues see the puck start going the other way. Jay Pandolfo over to Brian Ralston, goes to John McClain, back to Pandolfo. Grant Fuhrer, 2-0 in favor of the Jersey Devils after 1 period of play, but St. Louis has now come back with a pair of goals on their own. It's now tied up 2-2. That game is in the second period. The other game going on tonight in the NHL is at the Midland Marine Arena in Buffalo, where the Buffalo Sabres are leading the Phoenix Coyotes 3-1. The Coyotes have had a brutal schedule. They were here in Chicago on Thursday night. Then they traveled to Washington to play on Friday. Now they're in Buffalo tonight, so it's a tough road trip for Phoenix, and they're down by a pair of goals in the second period. When Murray and I come back after this timeout, we'll take a look back at our opening period of play. Hey Blackhawks fans, enjoy today's game with a cold Bud Ice or Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL. Drink Bud Ice, but beware the Penguins.
Well, this concludes our tour of the Bud Light Brewery. Thank you very, very much.
Hey, look, everybody. It's a new guy.
Hey, new guy.
Where?
New guy.
Hey, new guy. Name's Jim. Been here since September '93. This here's Fred. He took the tour in '92.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Welcome to paradise.
Make it a Bud Light.
You need anything from the outside, I'm the guy you see. Okay? Chips, pretzels.
There's a global company that can help you reach overseas markets as if they were right next door. A company that can speed packages across the Atlantic or the Pacific for less than you'd probably pay to send them across town. The U.S. Postal Service offers global priority mail. Around the country and around the world, no one delivers like the U.S. Postal Service.
With the all-new Dodge Dakota, we offer a choice. A torquey Magnum 4 that is not the typical wimpy whiner, a serious high-output Magnum V6, and a real live Magnum V8. The only V8 in its class. 4, 6, 8. Now who do you appreciate? The new Dodge Dakota. It's full of surprises.
Here's typical Pace commuter Phil Dugan. Nice catch.
Thank you.
I bet you like Pace's easy connections to CTA and Metro.
Pace gets me where I'm going on time, and timing is everything. Careful.
Hey!
He who hesitates...
Yeah, right. Gets soaked. You know, thing is, Pace buses...
They run the way everything...
Aku Koivu leaves it on the near side.
The Hawks 4-1 down in that game. In our game, the Hawks have a 1-goal lead. Murray and I will take a look at the highlights after this timeout.
Circuit breaker. Check. Window heat. On. Takeoff warning horn. Check. Parking brake. Set. Radios, radar, and transponder. Set and standing by. Sunscreen. SPF 15. That's check.
Southwest Airlines is going to Florida with low fares to Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Tampa Bay, and now Jacksonville. Florida's never been closer.
Cool shades. On.
Saab gives you 4. BMW gives you 4. Volvo gives you 4. But Volkswagen gives you a 10-year limited powertrain warranty. This will be covered when he's old enough to drive it. Scary, isn't it? On the road of life, there are passengers, and there are drivers.
Do you see any mountains here in Illinois? What do we have here in Chicago? We've got jazz. So what's up with this Utah jazz? I'll tell you what's up. They all wish they can live right here in Chicago. The next thing you'll be hearing about the Great Salt Lake City Fire and the Mormon Tabernacle style hot dogs. Coverage begins tomorrow night at 7 on Sports Channel. The game's not over until we say it is.
Nobody's going to mistake me for a math major. But I know that the quickest way to get from point A to point B is a straight line. Right now, there's a 220-pound defenseman between me and point B. Yes, a straight line is still the quickest way.
First period highlights, Murray. Cam Russell hustles and gets paid off for it on this one.
Yeah, the play started by a good check with Cummings in their own zone, knocked the guy down. Puck goes to Savard. You see Savard coming in wide, Russell following up the play. Nice pass by Savard, great shot by Russell. Took his time, picked the corner.
And because of the hit that started it, Pusher and Jim Cummins getting a fight. Then the main event, Bob Probert, Joey Kosher. There's the big right hand by Bob Probert. Back to the game, Krivo up the left side, Eric Daze cuts to the net. He actually mishandled it the first time, had the presence of mind to knock it in with the backhand, 2-0 Hawks. Then Vyacheslav Kozlov with the goal that made it 2-1, beating Ed Belfour to the right shoulder. And then Ethan Morrow just finds a way to get it over to Jim Cummins, Murray.
Yeah, it was a good bang-bang play. Two quick passes, Savard to Morrow, Morrow to Cummins. The one-timer in the net.
And then Chris Draper in on Ed Belfour, goes through the 5-hole to get the goal that pulled Detroit back to within one. It is 3-2 at the end of one period of play, and the Hawks just need to come out and do this for 40 more minutes. They'll get a win.
Yes, if they keep playing this way, disciplined as they are and aggressive as they are playing, I'm pretty sure they're going to win the game. The only disturbing thing is they gave up 2 late goals that I thought they went through Eddie, and when a goal goes through a goaltender, it's not a good goal.
Second period coming up from the United Center. We'll take you out there right after this timeout.
This time of year means great shopping and slippery roads! To help get around safely, shop for a Chevy Blazer. There are some great smart lease offers during the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event. The Blazer system is designed to give you a little security in an insecure world. Chevy dealers are making great offers on other cars and trucks, too. With Blazer, you can shop no matter what the weather. The Chevrolet Make Your Money Count year-end event ends soon.
Shoe size, teeny. If you think they're hard to fill, imagine what it takes to fill the rest of him. Well, new cheese tortellini from Chunky foots the bill. It's loaded with giant ring-shaped pasta stuffed with cheese, plus huge chunks of chicken and tons of vegetables. So if you've got a giant appetite to feed, Campbell's Chunky scores with the big boys. Satisfied? Yeah, I thought so. Campbell's Chunky, soup that eats like a meal.
Delivering reliable local phone service. It takes more technology and know-how than you think. State-of-the-art switching centers, fiber optic cable, satellites, and cellular links. Ameritech invests billions of dollars a year to make it all happen. So when you need to connect to long distance, to the internet, to police or fire, or to just next door, Ameritech makes sure your call goes through. Stick with what works.
Hello? Hi, Grandma.
Ameritech, your link to better communication.
I whack the weeds. So you want to know what's on my Discover Card statement. I'm a camp cook, and a bad one, but I've got a good stove. And he loves to chase that. The cashback bonus award. It all folds up into a carry. She loves to get flowers, and I love to give them.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
Well, the toughest thing about buying a wetsuit is trying them on.
It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the notice sign.
It's 3-2 Blackhawks after the first period of play. The Bulls on Sports Channel tomorrow night. They face Karl Malone and the Utah Jazz. Pregame starts at 7. Tip-off at 7:30 on Sports Channel. What Bulls fans want. Cam Russell's first goal of the year started things off at 2:04, but a late Detroit goal has cut the lead to 3-2. Draper on a breakaway from the red line, and a nice pass from Fetisov. Jim Cummins with his second of the year, Daze with his 9th, and Kozlov the other one at 15:44. But overall, a solid period for the Blackhawks, and now they must come to terms with the second period where they've been outscored 50-35. And Detroit's outscored the opposing teams 47-33. It's been their best offensive period. The Wings have outscored the Blackhawks 6-0 in the second period, and that was the
turnaround in the last game where Detroit scored 4 after trailing 2-0 in the first.
So Ed Belfour will be down to our left here in the second, and Mike Vernon to our right for Detroit. 3-2 Hawks as we open up second period play, and the draw is taken by Weinrich, who flipped it ahead. Here's Amani in over the line trying to center, but it was well behind Craven. And over to the far side, it's jammed back to the center ice area. Amani scoops it in there. Konstantinov gave it to Kozlov, who rolled it out to center, and Fedorov to Larionov. Works his way over the Hawk line, stick handling right around Weinrich, cuts in center one, and a shot to save by Belfour on Fedorov as the Wings moved the puck beautifully, and Belfour came up with an early stop in the second. Now it's cleared to center where Amati was hounded by Larionov, and the Wings take it away. Here's Kozlov over the line, trying to walk around Carney, not this time. And the Hawks clear it back into Detroit territory. Fetisov up the near side to Vyacheslav. Kozlov alone, feet out through. And it's cleared back to center ice. And it's ruled to be a two-line pass accepted by Daze.
Well, Martin Lapointe had a step on everybody, decided to stop. So thought he was going to get hit or something. He peeled away in a hurry, and the Blackhawks dodge a bullet. All-Star Tony Amonte going to the All-Star game in San Jose in 2 weeks. It's first time for him. Chris Chelios was the NHL's top vote getter.
Face-off now in the Hawk zone. Yzerman, Shanahan, and Lapointe out for Detroit. Shamnoff, Probert, and Daze or Chicago. Here's the draw. Bouncing around back to center. They battle for it there, and Probert able to slide it in. Taken by Matthew Dandino. Dandino gave it to Yzerman. Now Lidstrom works his way slowly to center. Chipped it ahead. A touch pass deflects though to the near side, and Wings Lidstrom goes across the ice for Yzerman. He's flipped it ahead. Lapointe over the line, fires right on, and a save by Belfour, and he holds on.
Rochester had very few breakdowns in the first period in their coverage. Time they're trying that 1-2-2 trap again, and got following the puck around. Nice touch pass to Lapointe. Lapointe with a high shot. Belfour at the top of the crease makes a good save. That was Detroit's 18th shot on goal, second in this period.
Face-off will be to the left of Ed Belfour. Savard and Johnson ready in the draw. Savard and Johnson lock one another up, and finally Morrow got to it. Leads it back into the Red Wing zone. Going to be icing against Chicago. The Blackhawks, Dale, have really had hard times with this Detroit team in the last 17 meetings. The Hawks have 2 wins, 2 ties, 13 Detroit victories in the last 17 head-to-head confrontations.
Scotty Bowman needs 5 more wins for 1,000. That's a record that'll never be touched.
I think so too. I think that mark and the mark of Glenn Hall, 502 consecutive games as a goaltender, both those two are going to stand certainly as long as we live, and I think forever.
Most of those without a mask. That's the most unbelievable thing.
Yeah. But Scotty Bowman, you mentioned his 995 victories. He hasn't even lost 500 yet. He hasn't lost 450 yet. 447 losses he only has. 6-time Stanley Cup winner.
As a coach.
As a coach. One more when he was in the front office with Pittsburgh. Here's a long shot. Belfour makes the save. Rebound kick loose to Kocher. He got knocked down by Ciccone, and he couldn't shoot it. And then Morrow able to sweep it back into the Red Wing zone. A pusher bumped by Cummins, who steals it. Rolled it to the near side. Savard has it. Savard works away from it. Check to the corner. Centered one. Just missing Morrow in the slot. And the Wings try to start back. Johnson in on Suter, who played the body nicely, and Ciccone knocked it away. Back into the center ice area. Taken by Enrico Ciccone to Jim Cummins over the Detroit line. Then he rings it around the board. Savard back of the goal. Couldn't pick it up. Fedorov did. He shot it back into the neutral zone. Now it bounces around to Kozlov. He's got the line in on Carney. Stick handling. Walks right in. Shoots. Hit it. Saved by Belfour. Oh, that Kozlov, a very shifty forward, and he had Carney spinning the wrong way and got a good shot on goal, but the Hawks still lead 3-2 on the Hawk Network.
Gary, listen to this, Okay, this idea is going to revolutionize the game of hockey. When the other team pulls their goalie, and puts in another skater, we'll pull one of our skaters and put in another. What do you think? Huh? That's the stupidest idea I've ever
that's
heard.
what I was telling you.
Whose idea was that?
That was your
idea?
No. What? I don't prove it.
I told you not to say anything.
Where are you going? I'll get a hot dog. Yeah, some Coke.
Taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Well, the Blackhawks have a 3-2 lead, but they better pick it up a notch or two. Detroit's come out roaring here in the first 3 minutes of the second period. The Hawks have been back on their heels once again in the second period.
3 minutes into the period, Dale. No shots on goal for Chicago. 5 for Detroit, and a couple of those very good ones. Here's the draw. Taken by the Hawks, Carney. Keith Carney able to roll it out to center. Amati dumping it in. Konstantinov pushed it to the near side. It deflects out to center, and Sergei Fedorov. He weaves over the Hawk line. Dance to the slot center. Broken up by Carney. Fedorov got it back through it in front. Kozlov, or I should say Larionov, peels back to the line for Batista. Walks right in centered. That's picked off by Weinrich and chased down by Carney. Keith Carney is short of center when he flipped it in. It's going to result in an icing call.
Hesitation cost them. He had Craven open. He looked at him and was reluctant to try the pass up the middle. And that hesitation cost him a lot of ice position, and back into the Hawk zone it goes for a faceoff.
Hawks will be back here on home ice on Wednesday night when they end a 5-game homestand, playing host to the Edmonton Oilers. One of the speedier teams in the National Hockey League. That's a 7:30 start. Radio only at 7 o'clock with a pregame on MVP. And after that one, the Hawks with a short 2-game road trip. Friday night will be in New Jersey to take on a very strong Devil team. And then Saturday night, a rematch with these Redwings in Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. Hawks are then home on Monday night before the All-Star break. Tampa Bay will be in town. Here's the draw. Kick loose in the Hawk zone to Zhamnov, and he rolled it to the Red Wing line. Vandeno to Shanahan, whose pass didn't connect with Yzerman. Slides the length and icing coming up here against Detroit. Well, quite a few stoppages here the last shift or two.
But finally, the face-off in the Detroit zone. A chance maybe for the Hawks to get a quality scoring chance, or at least get some pressure in Detroit.
Alex Zhamnov with 3 goals and 3 assists his last 6 games overall. Zhamnov with a total of 24 helpers, leading the Blackhawk list in that category. The Red Wings gave up a lot to get power forward Brendan Shanahan, but he's a real force. Here's a quick shot by Daze and a save by Vernon, and he deflected it out of play.
Face up. Daze battles, gets to the loose puck, and quick snapshot on goal. 20 goals this season, 43 points. He's got 15 of those 43 points in his last 10 games, and he's a plus 18. So he has been very solid since joining the Red Wings. And he's been solid in his career against the Hawks, 22 goals and 18 assists. And 2 of those goals coming this year as a Detroit Red Wing.
3-2 Chicago early in the second as the Wings start out of their own zone. Lidstrom pushed it to center. Yzerman gains the line on the far side, tried to shoot, but it hit Russell. Deflecting in behind the net, Yzerman got help from LaPointe. He had it knocked off his stick, but Lidstrom holding it in. Put it in behind the goal. Yzerman now to the far side, leaves it to corner. Shanahan against Jamnoff there. LaPointe in as well. Poked it loose to Yzerman, far board. Yzerman got spun around by Russell. Now in behind the Hawk goal goes LaPointe. Martin LaPointe centered one. Yzerman too well covered. And the Hawks able to trickle it back to center. LaPointe quickly back over the line. Centered to Shanahan stopping. And had it stripped away by Jamnoff just as he was ready to shoot it. Jamnoff battles to center. Got it to Probert over the line. Ran it through his legs to Chellis. Right in shooting. And a good shot block made by the Wings as Ward sprawled to get in front of that attempt. Detroit's Bob Airy. Got it to Doug Brown, who bangs it in deep. Elliott chasing to the near corner. He and Airy collide there, and Chance picked up the loose puck to Black, who whacked it out to center ice. Now Draper back over the Hawk line to the deep slot for Brown. He fell down trying a one-timer, and the Hawks look to counter, but Chance's pass was too elusive for Krivokrasov. Now at the line, Suter trying to hold it in. He did to Krivo, who bounced it in behind the net. Chance battling there. Take it away, however, in the Wings. Clear it out to center. Gary Suter to Jeff Shane. Now Ciccone over the line, near side, left it for Black. He unloads. Shot it over top of the net. Rebound taken by Kozlov. Out to center for Fedorov. Weaving quickly and over the Hawk line. Fedorov stopping, shooting. He scored! Sergei Fedorov from the far dot fired it up underneath the crossbar, and it's 3-3.
The light still hasn't gone on. The light's not on. The light never went on.
Well, Belfour sure thought it was a goal.
You better hope that the shot he should make the save on. Good shot, but from that angle, peeled away on Suter, 1-on-1, 2-on-2. Black's the other player. Fedorov stops. He's standing still, and he shoots high to the stick side or glove side. The light never went on.
The strike goal is 19th of the season.
Fedorov from 21. Belfour side. The game is tied at 3. Here's the draw to Amani. Sidesteps a hit, gets over the line, center one. Craven taken down, a penalty. Coming up against the Red Wings. And the Blackhawks, having just gotten tied in the game, now will get a power play chance with an opportunity to regain the lead. So Sergei Fedorov, who started in such bad shape, or I should say his play was in such bad shape this year that there were rumors that he might even be dealt. Scotty Bowman finally put those to rest, but he now has 19 goals this year, Fedorov, including game.
Going here on their second power play. They have yet to get anything going in the second period, and Detroit has tied it up. This shot by Fedorov from the top of the far circle, beating Belfour to the glove side.
Jammed off Amani and Daze in front of Carney and Chelios. I would look at this as a very important power play. The Hawks have done virtually nothing in the second period.
They had one shot on goal and came off a face-off win from a sharp angle by Daze.
Now the draw, Chelios whacked it over to the far side, held in by Carney. He's checked by Yzerman, but held it into the near corner for Chelios. Pushed it in behind the goal. Amani had it hop over his stick. To the far side it goes, and the Wings able to clear it to center. Deep Carney to Chris Chelios, who steps over the line, lets it go, and he shot it high and wide. It may have deflected. Rebound in behind the goal. Taken by Amani. Out to the near for Carney. Here it comes. He shot it wide. Rebound to the near side. Airy hacked at it. Couldn't get it away from Chelios, though. Now Amani wrestling along the boards with Lidstrom. And the Wings able to jam it loose back to center ice. A minute to go on the Hawk power play. Here's a Lidstrom steal. Works his way over the Chicago line. Weaving to the near side. Shooting. Belfour with the right pad. Rebound controlled by Carney. Carney for Chelios to center. Now Miller. He gains the line. Miller to the backhand. Trying to cut to the net. Forced in deep. Looking to center. He hit the back of the goal with it. Now Miller has it again. Threw it deep. Slot to Chelios. His shot is blocked by Fedorov, who chased it down. And Fedorov trying to waste a little time. Savard got there to take it away for Chelios. Over the line to Craven near dot. Peels off to the board. Dropped it to the deep slot. Suter's pass picked off by Fedorov. The race is on. Fedorov a breakaway. He cuts it alone. He shoots. And a save by Belfour. And the rebound of Fedorov, who centered. Savard steals, and a penalty coming up against Chicago is Suter, who made the ill-advised pass, then had to try to haul Fedorov down.
He's so dangerous, Fedorov, with two short-handed goals. And he is just as good defensively as he is offensively. And that's what makes him so valuable. He picks off the pass and then was able to get the shot away, but Belfour ran out at him, stacked the pads, and Suter was able to hook him.
Blackhawk penalty number 20, Gary Suter, 2 minutes for hooking.
Oh, the Blackhawk power play fails them once again.
2 minutes for hooking at 8:32.
And an opportunity to maybe get a little momentum is squandered, and now in 10 seconds the Red Wings will have a power play opportunity.
That's been the story of late in the last few home games against good teams. Colorado was a tie game, one power play time, didn't score. Colorado came right back and scored 2 power play goals of their own, and ended up scoring in the empty net. Looked like things were turning around in a positive way in the first period. They were up 2-0, or 1-0 I should say. Penalty, and then came back and scored. The 2 unanswered goals here, one by Draper late in the first, and Fedorov's wrist shot here early in the second.
Here's the draw to Keith Carney, able to sweep it to Jeff Shantz. Carries it over the Red Wing line. Now Detroit's penalty over, and the Red Wings have a power play. It's back to the Red Wing goal, and now it's cleared ahead to Kozlov. Kozlov works his way over the Hawk line to Shanahan near side. He shot one wide. Rebound to the far board, and Yzerman. Yzerman's pass picked off by James Black. Hey, clears it down all the way. The T-saw for Detroit. Up the near side to Yzerman, whose pass deflects. Yzerman trying to chase it down and managed to bang it back to center. Picked up by Shanahan to Larionov over the line. Unable to catch his pass picked off by Amani, who clears it back the other way. Ciccone trying to hustle after it, but Lidstrom beat him there. Now it's cleared back into the Red Wing zone, and let's see, I believe we have an offside call against Chicago.
Long seconds still remaining. LaPointe arguing that he was high stick by Amante in the neutral zone. Face off just in front of the Hawk bench, just outside the Detroit blue line. Russell, Daze, and Cummins have scored for the Blackhawks. Kozlov, Draper, and Fedorov for Detroit.
And we're now halfway through the second period. The game is tied at 3. Deep in his own zone, Konstantinov. Now put it out to center. Fedorov got stopped there. Brown carried on and shot it in. Taken by Chelios. Fired it up the far side, and it winds up all the way back in Red Wing territory. One more rush on the Red Wing power play. Doug Brown tapped it in. Savard chased it down with plenty of time. He clears it down all the way, and that'll take care of the Blackhawk penalty. Both teams are at full strength now. As the Red Wings Ward put it back into the Hawk zone. Weinrich on it. And they clear it to the near side. It hit Ciccone. Wings hold it in. Kocher moves in. Shoots. Belfour got a piece on the short side. Rebound to Cummins. In Cummins. Works his way all the way back into the Red Wing zone. Left it for Ciccone. A weak backhander stopped easily by Vernon. Now in front, Ciccone. Shaken up. I believe Taylor is the man injured behind the Detroit goal. Tim Taylor needs some assistance from the Red Wing training staff. To the Hawks. I think it was Jim Cummins who made a fine pass out of the corner to set up Ciccone, but his shot missed the net with 9 minutes remaining in the second period. The Blackhawks and the Red Wings tied at 3 on the Hawk Network.
It's the perfect time of year to power. Chevy store is the perfect place. With 3.9% APR financing, it's really easy to own a Chevy Cavalier. It's the Make Your Money Count year-end event. Cavalier is one smart choice because it comes with so many standard features. Talk about value. Chevy dealers are making great offers on other cars and trucks, too. Shopping at its finest. Hurry, people, it's time to power shop. The Chevrolet Make Your Money Count year-end event ends soon.
At Ameritech, we've been doing our homework for over 100 years. We understand what customers need. That's why we introduced call waiting, caller ID, cellular service, and to simplify your rates, we developed call packs. We even wired schools and libraries with fiber optic lines for internet access. Stick with Ameritech. We work hard to determine which service is right for you, no matter where you are. Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Well, Blackhawks highlights and post-game interviews tonight after the game.
Well, the Blackhawks, a rare scoring chance. Cummins to Ciccone, a backhand shot by Ciccone to follow through. Clips Taylor in the face. He goes crashing into the end boards.
Here's the draw now taken by Russell. He lets it go, and he ripped it just wide of the near post. Held in by Chelios. Battles his way side of the net, but his pass is picked off in front by LaPointe. Out to Shanahan. In on Daze, who's back. Here's Shanahan trying to muscle to the slot. Daze able to hold him off nicely. And back to the goal, Daze. Bangs it back into the Detroit zone. Taken by Lindstrom. Clears it ahead. Here's Eiserman over the line. Trying to get away from Chelios. Not this time. Bob Probert. To Chelios, who feeds Daze. He's got a step cutting in, and the puck was rolling. He tried to shoot it quickly, but missed the net. Rebound to the near side, and the wings Lidstrom. Got it to Fedorov, and over the Hawk line. Fedorov jammed it loose. Kozlov moving to the slot. Center one behind Konstantinov, though, and the Hawks Craven trying to counter. He's got Chelios behind him. Craven in over the line, weaving for Chelios, and a good recovery by Konstantinov to wrap up the Hawk captain and prevent a scoring chance. Now we have Fetisov back over the Hawk line, left it for Kozlov. He had it stripped away by Craven. Murray Craven bounce it to the Red Wing zone. Held in, no, it is finally taken to center by Amati. Quickly back over the red sweatered Red Wings, and they cleared back to center ice. Fedorov over the Hawk line to the slot, trying to move in on Suter, and Gary Suter able to stay with him with a body, and puck is cleared back into Detroit territory. Going to be icing against Chicago. We have just over 7 minutes remaining in the middle period. 3-3 your score on the Hawk Network.
Doobie-doo.
Drink Bud Ice, but beware the penguins.
Shopping for your kids costs a lot, don't you think? Moms and dads, let's talk value here. We're talking Chevy Lumina with 3.9% APR financing during the Make Your Money Count year-end event. And when you're shopping Lumina, you're shopping for your family. It's loaded with standard safety features, and that's one less thing you have to worry about. Chevy dealers are making great offers on other cars and trucks, too. Swing over to your Chevy store. The Chevrolet Make Your Money Count year-end event ends soon.
Highlights and post-game interviews tonight after the game.
Kearney got a Fedorov dump in, deflect up, and hit him in the face. Best place to challenge Fedorov, though, is at the line, and the stick in front of him, puck came up and hit him. And no real serious damage done, just slightly dazed above the right eye, or to the corner of the right eye. Face off deep in the Hawk zone once again.
This one finally deflected back to center. Krivo Krasov moves in over the Red Wing line on Pusher. Krivo tried to center, it deflects. Ward able to bounce it back to center. To the near corner. Got knocked down there, but it's held in by Ciccone. A long wrist shot is blocked by Pusher. Jamie Pusher had his pass hit his skate. Held in by Black. In the corner, Krivo centered. Chance deflected it just wide of the near post. He had two Red Wings all over him, and Chance did well to advance that centering attempt. Vernon was a little slow to get up, it appeared.
Harper extended his right knee pad. Chance fell on top of him.
Draper center when a shot. Belfort from post to post. Made a fine save in the rebound. Jammed loose in behind the goal. It was Brown that had that first opportunity. And Belfort with a sliding stop. Now it came to the near point. Lidstrom behind the goal. Picked up now by Cummins. To Suter. Suter got to center. Got defense, not this time. And Dandino, and now Cummins went sliding out of control right into the Red Wing net, which comes loose in the whistle.
AM 1000 is your official home for Sox Fest. Listen to the home of the Sox for your chance to win free tickets to the Southsiders' biggest event of the winter, only on AM 1000. Turnover at the line by Airy to Black. To Krivo Krasov. To Chance, who was taken down by two players. Draper was there and he crashed into Vernon. And Vernon appeared to hurt his knee. A rare scoring chance for the Blackhawks. They'd had two shots on goal. And we played almost 15 minutes of the second. Detroit's had 8 shots. The last one was a great chance on a feed. And Ed Belfort with a brilliant save going post to post.
Face off in the neutral zone. Bouncing around and big scrum on the far side. Now Russell's going to drop the glove. Russell and Kocher had a battle right from the face-off. Kocher and Russell right leaning into the Hawk bench nearly, and Russell
has the official. He's got his arm loose.
Russell couldn't get his arm free. Kocher did and landed 4 or 5 right-hand shots. And Joe Kocher, who, as Dale said earlier, has been in so many scraps in the NHL, his knuckles look like hamburger. Looks like he might have shredded a knuckle once again at the expense of Cam Russell.
Where was that linesman just standing there? Is it Higher? Was it Shane Higher? Kocher had his arm free while Russell was in the Hawk bench pinned down, and he just kept drilling him, and the linesman just stood there. Russell stands him up. They retaliate. Shove. Russell lands one in, and then Kocher's got him pushed into the bench, got the right arm loose, and he just pile driving with the right hand. And the linesman just standing there to the right.
It shares on the left, and Heyer was on the right, standing behind Kocher. Standing was about what he was doing.
5 minutes for fighting. Blackhawk penalty number 8, Cam Russell. 5 minutes for fighting at 14-12.
So each man gets a 5-minute fighting penalty.
Russell 5 for fighting at 14-12.
Mike Kruzhelniski, the new assistant coach for the Red Wings, standing behind the Detroit bench, along with longtime assistant Dave Lewis and, of course, head coach Scotty Bowman. But Barry Smith has been Scotty's right-hand man for many years with a couple of different organizations, and got an opportunity to go coach in Europe, and he has taken that opportunity, got a great contract, I guess, a 3-year guaranteed deal. And Scotty said that Smith will be back in the spring. He's coming back in March or April, as Smith is, so he'll rejoin Dave Lewis. And then the youngster is former Red Wing Mike Kruzhelniski, who played with many teams in the NHL. Getting a chance to learn the coaching trade from the winningest coach in the history of the game.
Pretty good opportunity.
Wow, wonderful. Now the plays deep in the Red Wing zone. And then as the bounce it just feed too far for Probert. Slides back. Taken by. Put it off the glass and out to center ice. Chelios over the line to Probert, trying to move away from a check. He did, cuts toward the net, shooting, and a save by Vernon with a right pad. Rebound toward the side of the goal, and Vernon able to cover it up there. Red Wings are tied at 3. We'll come back to the UC in a moment on the Chicago Blackhawk Network.
Hi, I'm Murray Bannerman, and as a goalie, you have to be prepared for anything.
Now Gardner gave it away, after the breakaway.
And I always had to be ready to pick up the save.
Moving right in along the shot! Did it again!
Catch Murray Bannerman, new analyst of Blackhawks Game Time. A man who never lets down his guard.
How did he do it?
When you dream of a car, what do you dream? I dream of Mitsubishi. You know, a Galant for the family, an Eclipse for me. So you dream of Bob Rorman? Well, not Bob exactly, but Bob Rorman's Libertyville Mitsubishi.
Buy a new Mitsubishi Galant for only $14,995 or an Eclipse for only $11,995.
There's only one Bob Rorman.
Make your dream a reality at the Bob Rorman Libertyville Mitsubishi, 1119 South Milwaukee Avenue, Libertyville.
Bob Probert gets a quality scoring chance. He's yet to score a point in 10 games against the Red Wings. And a nice stick handling maneuver, and then I think he surprised himself, was hesitant to shoot, and then finally, from a sharp angle, let it go. Well, Fetisov just tackles Miller. He had a chance to get to a loose puck and maybe get a good scoring chance, but no call.
And now Larionov bounced one into the Blackhawk zone. Belfour out to play it. Carney deep in his own end, tries to get loose to Craven. Murray Craven up the left side, gets to the line, lets it go right into the glove of Vernon, and he holds on.
Finally, a couple of shots at Vernon. Probert earlier, and now a long-range blast from Craven. Craven, a good job at the line to get the puck loose away from the defender, and then streak up the left wing. Craven has been playing with Amante and Miller against the Fedorov line.
Face off to the right of Vernon. It's taken by Fetisov. Pass deflects, but Kozlov able to capture and carries it over the Hawk line. Kozlov to the far side, threw it across. Fetisov brings it around the board. Ernie picked it up, then lost it. Back of the Hawk goal. Larionov works his way to the near side. And then was checked and it came loose to center. Amati racing in over the line. Fires! Over it! He flashed out the left glove as he was fully extended to his left and made a terrific save on a rocket from Tony Amati.
That shot was behind him. He got the glove behind him. Amati appeared to have beaten him with a low blast. Good work by Carney inside the Hawk line along the near boards. Over to Amante, and the Tisov stays in the middle, and a low shot just above the ankle. It looked like that puck was by him when he got the glove on it. A big save from Vernon to keep it a 3-3 game.
Face off in the Red Wing zone to Pusher. Carrying it around to the near side. Airy rolled it loose. Here comes Brown to center. Brown over the Hawk line to the near side. Draper a shot. Belfour makes the save. And he holds on. Ed Belfour, in his career against Detroit, 12 victories, 22 losses, and 4 ties. The goals against over 3, slightly over 3, in his career against the Red Wings. Face-off will be to his right. 3.5 left in the second. We're tied at 3. There's the draw. Taken by Pusher. His long shot deflected through the goal mouth to the far side. And Morrow got run over, but still managed to hack it back the other way. And it's going to be an icing call against Chicago. Ethan Morrow, he's shown many things in his early part of his career. Dale, but one of them certainly is the fact that he's not afraid of any traffic.
No, he's been a tough customer since day one. Made a beautiful play on that Cummins goal. The backhand pass. 7 goals and 17 points now for the rookie.
Face-off will be to the left of Belfour. Eiserman and Jamnoff will get ready. And here is the draw. Corner where Suter is sandwiched, but Jamnoff got there to help. And Alex Jamnoff carries it over the Red Wing line. To the far corner he goes. Lidstrom got to him there. And the puck squirts loose to Detroit's captain, Steve Eiserman, who managed to flip it back to the center ice area. Dandino sliding it deep into Chicago territory, and it's going to be ruled icing against Detroit.
Well, the Hawks finally getting some offense in the last 7 games, averaging 3 goals a game, including the 3 today, but they've given up 26 goals in that span, including the 3 tonight. I'm feeling it's like an afternoon game, maybe starting so early.
Face-off will be to the right of Mike Vernon. Steve Eiserman's next point will be his 1300th of his marvelous career. This is only his 982nd game.
And he's got 115 points in 95 games against the Blackhawks.
Here's the draw. Here comes Eiserman. Stevie Y carries it over the Hawk line to Shanahan near side along wrist shot hit Chelios. Bounce to the far board. LaPointe knocked down by Jamnoff. Into the corner it goes. Eiserman battling there. And now LaPointe able to gather it in. Threw it around to the near side. Lidstrom put it into the corner. Shanahan got it knocked off his stick. Back to the Red Wing line. Lidstrom carries it back into the Chicago zone. Left it for Eiserman. To the near dot. Around to check. Cuts right in. Shoots. He scored. What a play by Steve Eiserman. He undressed the Hawk defense. There's his 1300th point. And what a shot he executed. He had about 6 inches of net in the very top corner on the short side. That's exactly where he put it. 4-3 Detroit.
Well, the end of a long shift. Hawks were under pressure, and then Eisman goes around Chelios, and then Belfour leaning to his left, gave him an opening to the short side. Belfour, I think, anticipating a pass, and the quick shot just under the crossbar to the stick side, to the short side, and Eisman beats two All-Stars. He beats Chelios and then beats Belfour.
Now we're going to replay again here, Dale, as Bill McCreary's gone to the phone. And the Hawks may be asking about a Red Wing player in the goal crease, but it appeared that the man was outside the shaded area.
12th goal of the year for Yzerman and 44th career goal against the Blackhawks.
Now, Martin Lapointe, Dale, was well outside. He was 2 feet outside the goal crease, so if that's the Hawk argument, they don't have one.
Breakdown in coverage again, and that's the very thing that Hartsburg and the Hawks been working on the last couple of days. 2 hours of videotape looking at breakdowns and looking at goals against. They had everybody back, they had enough men in position, but Yzerman with his brilliance able to score, and the Hawks trail now for the first time in the game.
That's 529 goals for the legendary Steve Yzerman. 1,300 points, 982 games. And they're giving assists to Lindstrom and Dandino. At 17:59 on the Yzerman goal, and now the puck deflects out of play.
Well, the trouble with the second period, Pat, is that you can't get to your bench a lot of times. Hawks were under pressure, the same group, and then they got it into the neutral zone, but not deep enough to get back off. And then next thing you know, they're counterplay by Detroit, and it's Yzerman. And around a tired Chris Chelios, and beats Belfour high to the stick side.
Now Eric Weinrich able to sweep it to center, and Fedorov dumps it right back into the Blackhawk zone. Carney jammed it to the near board, and out comes Murray Craven. Craven to the Detroit line. Lost it in traffic. Larionov sends it back into the Chicago zone, and it's going to be an icing call against Detroit.
52 goals against now in the second period. And they've scored 35. That's 49 goals for the Red Wings in the second period.
Yeah, we in the past, over the years, have seen several Hawk teams that had trouble in the second period, but I have never seen anything like this. I mean, night after night, even when they come out well and play a good first 20, they just can't seem to follow it up.
You know what it is? It's amazing. They only had one shot on goal in the first 11 or 14 minutes of the period. Then they get 3 or 4 in a row. Now they've got 5 for the period, and Detroit's had 10, and Detroit had a 7-1 shot advantage in the period. Their 2 star performers coming through, Fedorov and Yzerman, with high wrist shots, both to the short side. Fedorov beat Belfour to the glove side, and Yzerman high to the stick side.
Here's the draw in the Red Wing zone to Chelios at the near point. Moves up the boards right to the dot. Fires! He scores! Chelios! Surprising Mike Vernon with a low shot that went right through him before he could get down to the ice. And Chelios gets the Hawks back even, tying the game at 4.
Now Chelios makes amends for that last one. A good face-off win, and then a good play by the forward to prevent a player from getting. James Black made the pass and then slightly interfered with the forechecker Brown, enabling Chelios a clear lane. So Black with a great play, not only to get him the puck, but to give or set a pick on Taylor to allow Chelios an alley and a lane to score in.
So Chris Chelios gets his 6th goal of the season. Here come the Red Wings. Now Johnson centering.
Rolled through to the near side. Held it by Pusher. Put it behind the net. Johnson. Chelios able to take it away. Clearing it around the boards. Back into the center ice area. Krasov got to it. Over the line to Black. Oh, Vernon got a tiny piece with the left arm. And it deflected up and out of play. Black and Shands get the assists on Chelios' 6th of the year. At 18:52. Imagine if the Hawks could get through the rest of this period and be tied at the end of 40 minutes, they'd consider it a moral victory the way they played in this middle session.
Little things help you win hockey games. Win face-offs, and then Black with a touch pass, and then prevented Taylor from getting to Chelios. Without getting a penalty, he just he looked over his shoulder, took a look, and kept him away. Chelios cut in around him and blasted it past Vernon. Then right after that, great play by Krasov and Chance again to get it to Black, and Black with a puck on edge appeared to beat Vernon, but I don't know if it got him in the right shoulder or the shaft of the stick.
Here's the draw now. Amani gets to the deep slot, put it to Weinrich, shooting. Vernon the save. Rebound laid loose, and finally Konstantinov got to it. Pushed it out to center. Shanahan lifted over the line. Yzerman trying to all down. He goes. A penalty.
Oh, come on.
Coming up against Chicago.
Detroit's done that all night long. The Hawks can't get a break from this guy. That is not a penalty. Now Detroit's 4th of the game. Chicago's had 2. You're gonna call it there, you gotta call it the other end as well, and he's not. It's all you ask is somebody to be fair.
Blackhawk penalty number 55.
So Eric Daze given an interference penalty in 1941. And the face-off will be deep in the Blackhawk zone to the left of Ed Belfour.
That's 207 times now the Hawks have been shorthanded. They've had 162 power plays. Detroit's had 172 power plays.
Now a long wrist shot. Tip. Belfour had it. Lost it. They score. And Belfour made the first save on a puck that was deflected, and it laid right just off to his side in the crease. And I think it was Lapointe that was there to bang it home. And the Wings on the power play regain the lead at 5-4.
6 seconds it took to score. They win the draw. The shot from the point hit a leg and deflected onto Belfour. He didn't know where it went. He turned around and the puck was behind him. I think it hit Yzerman. I think Yzerman redirected it. Belfour lost sight of it after it hit him. Just a wrist shot. And Lapointe able to find it before anyone else and tuck it in.
Starting with a clean face-off win by Steve Yzerman, who just dominated that draw. And it winds up in the goal.
His 9th of the season, scored by number 20, Lapointe.
So Lapointe gets the power play goal from Lidstrom. And Yzerman in 1947. Here's the draw, cleared into the Blackhawk zone. And that'll do it for the second period. Well, once again, the Chicago Blackhawks, after playing a good first period, get behind the 8 ball in the second. They lose the period 3-1, and now they're losing in the game by a goal. The Red Wings, Fedorov opened the second period scoring from Kozlov with a high wrist shot to the short side from not the best of angles. Not a very good goal at 6:21 to tie the game for Detroit. Then Yzerman put the Red Wings in front with his 1,300th career point. Another short side goal assisted by Dandino and Lidstrom at 17:59. Chris Chelios got that one back with his 6th of the year from Black and Chance at 17:59. And then Lapointe on the power play for Detroit, assisted by Yzerman and Lidstrom at 19:47. Shots on goal in the second period. The Red Wings credited with 11. The Blackhawks had 7, and through 2 periods, 28 Detroit shots. That would make it 12 shots for them in the period. 28 for Detroit and 19 for the Blackhawks. We're through 40 minutes of play in the United Center. Redwings 5, Blackhawks 4 on the Hawk Network.
Hawks were this close to getting out of the second period in a 4-4 tie. Jim Blaney along with Murray Bannerman and Steve Yzerman with a veteran play. It sure wasn't a penalty, but he gets the benefit of the call from the official, gets his team on a power play. Red Wings cash in, they lead at 5-4.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, on that play, Daze hardly touched him, he fell down. Steve Yzerman does not have a reputation as being a guy that takes dives. In fact, he's a hard-working player. A lot of times he'll try and work through a guy hooking and holding him. But as Jim said, at that time, he thought it may be a good time to fall down, we'll get a penalty, and that's exactly what happened.
That's what makes him one of the best players right now in the National Hockey League. When we come back after this timeout, Murray and I will update you on the other two games going on tonight around the NHL. That and more coming up as we continue on the second intermission. It's 5-4 Wings at the end of 2.
Do you see any mountains here in Illinois? What do we have here in Chicago? We've got jazz. So what's up with this Utah Jazz? I'll tell you what's up. They all wish they can live right here in Chicago. The next thing you'll be hearing about the Great Salt Lake City Fire and the Mormon Tabernacle style hot dogs.
Coverage begins tomorrow night at 7 on Sports Channel. The game's not over until we say it is.
Saab gives you 4. BMW gives you 4. Volvo gives you 4. But Volkswagen gives you a 10-year limited powertrain warranty, which means you'll still be covered when he's old enough to drive it. Scary, isn't it? On the road of life, there are passengers, and there are drivers.
Drink Bud Ice, but beware the penguins.
Delivering reliable local phone service. It takes more technology and know-how than you think. State-of-the-art switching centers, fiber optic cable, satellites, and cellular links. Ameritech invests billions of dollars a year to make it all happen. So when you need to connect to long distance, to the internet, to police or fire, or to just next door, Ameritech makes sure your call goes through. Stick with what works.
Hello? Hi, Grandma.
Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Look in this Sunday's Chicago Sun-Times sports section for your Blackhawk player poster. Read the Sunday Sun-Times from October through March and collect all 24 Blackhawk players.
The broadcast rights to this game have been granted to Sports Channel. Any reproduction or other use of this game without the consent of Sports Channel or the Chicago Blackhawks is prohibited.
Congratulations to Jim Dinchel of Highland Park. He's our grand prize winner of our second destination in the Southwest Airlines Great Savers Contest. Jim has won 2 tickets to see the Hawks play next Saturday night in Detroit, plus round-trip airfare on Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. The St. Louis Blues are in need of a head coach, and there's a man who says he is their new head coach. Joel Quenneville says he will be the next coach of the St. Louis Blues. He told that to a St. Louis TV station. The Blues have not made an announcement as of yet, but they do have a press conference called for tomorrow afternoon. Earlier today, Quenneville resigned as an assistant coach for the Colorado Avalanche. The Blues right now are taking on the New Jersey Devils at the Meadowlands. We told you earlier it was tied 2-2. Here's how it happened. Ricard Persson beats Martin Brodeur, tying the game up at 2-2, but the Blues were not finished. Scott Pellerin, the former New Jersey Devil, picks up the puck, moves it into the New Jersey end, and just hangs onto it and beats Martin Brodeur. 3-2 the score at the end of 2 periods of play. In the Meadowlands, St. Louis has now added a 4th goal early in the 3rd period, and they are now leading New Jersey by a pair of scores. The other game in the NHL tonight going on in Buffalo, and the Sabres loading it up at home. Derek Plant with 2 goals and an assist. Gary Galley has a pair of assists. Matthew Barnaby, one of our favorite pugilists in the NHL with 2 assists in the game so far tonight as Buffalo leads Phoenix. The score in that one is 5-1 in the third period of play. When Murray and I come back, we will take a look at our puck priorities to update you on those. But as we go out to our break, here is a look and a listen at tonight's Ameritech Call of the Period.
Savard races in over the line. The trailers. Russell gave it to him right in. He shoots. He scored! Cam Russell catching the play, and Dennis Savard found him, and it's 1-0 Chicago. And now Cummins and Pusher in a fight over on the far side. Vernon thought it was no goal. Meanwhile, Cummins and Pusher, and Cummins got in a big right hand. Now Pusher trying to neutralize him.
The coolest game on earth is brought to you by the coolest beers on earth, Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, official beer sponsors of the NHL. Drink Bud Ice, but beware the Penguins.
Who is actually flying the aircraft?
Help me get this plane on the ground. This plane is not gonna land. He's crazy.
Miss, let's delay our flight.
Flight tracking, she's losing altitude.
Say your prayers. Turbulence.
Rated R starts Friday. Shoe size 19E. If you think they're hard to fill, imagine what it takes to fill the rest of him. Well, new cheese tortellini from Chunky foots the bill. It's loaded with giant ring-shaped pasta stuffed with cheese, plus huge chunks of chicken and tons of vegetables. So if you've got a giant appetite to feed, Campbell's Chunky scores with the big boys. Satisfied? Yeah, I thought so. Campbell's Chunky, soup that eats like a meal.
The Fighting Irish have come ever so close to upsetting big-time opponents this season. The road gets no easier when they meet Jahidi White and the defensive power of Georgetown. Notre Dame, Georgetown, Tuesday on Sports Channel, what college hoop fans want.
In the NHL, the coolest game on earth, the pursuit of a goal is relentless. Here, Adam Oates patrols the offensive zone, searching for loose rebounds.
So we left you, huh?
Not even a note. He sees an opening and makes his move.
You want to talk about it? You know, people say I'm a good listener.
You're off sides.
It wouldn't be the first time.
On tonight's edition of Game Time, as usual, Murray and I gave you our puck priorities, those little tidbits of information that will enhance the viewing enjoyment of this game. Let's check out how we did on the things to keep an eye on. First of all, Red Horde, Murray, the Russian unit, 2 goals and 3 assists. That's not the way to win a hockey game.
No, it's not. And those guys, in all fairness to the Hawks, are hard to keep off the board. But it's something you have to accomplish if you're going to beat the Red Wings.
Our second item was there's no Y in team. Well, of course there's not, but there is Steve Yzerman, and he had been quiet until the latter stages of the last second period there, a goal and an assist. The unfortunate thing for Steve Yzerman is, at least from a Hawks fan perspective, is he plays for the Red Wings. It's really hard to dislike this guy. He's a great player. He's what the NHL really should be all about as far as the way he conducts himself. It's almost difficult to hate the guy in spite of the fact that he plays for the Red Wings.
Well, even when I played against him, I didn't hate the guy. I have a lot of respect for him. You don't necessarily like to play against him as a goaltender because as an offensive player, he's very sharp.
But he's just one of those guys you have to respect. And finally, mind over muscle. Hawks penalty minutes 23, not too bad considering there were 2 fighting majors in that total. When we come back after this timeout, we will take a look at the highlights of the game thus far. The Wings lead at 5-4 at the end of 2. Southwest Airlines, with fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? No. No.
Winner
5 Golden Globe nominations. Jeez. Including Best Actor, Woody Harrelson, Best Actress, Courtney Love, and Best Picture of the Year.
They hate you because you're a smut peddler, you're the worst man in America.
All I'm guilty of is bad taste.
The People versus Larry Flint.
You haven't a virgin for organized religion?
A virgin?
Rated R. Now in select cities. Starts Friday everywhere.
His kids are in college. You'd look at him and you'd say, he's got it made. But now it's not about making it, it's about keeping it. You can't assume you're going to coast home from here. He knows that, and his broker must have known it all along. Sure, it's about keeping it, but it's also about enjoying it. How's he doing it?
More research, insight, understanding. Payne Weber. Invest with more intelligence.
Our engineers gave it the largest interior in its class. They made room for the biggest engine available and specified the longest wheelbase. Then they added one more surprise, the taut, precise steering feel of a sports sedan. So when Sport Truck Magazine named the new Dodge Dakota Sport Truck of the Year, we were honored, but not surprised. The new Dodge Dakota. It's full of surprises.
At Ameritech, we've been doing our homework for over 100 years. We understand what customers need. That's why we introduced call waiting, caller ID, cellular service, and to simplify your rates, we developed call packs. We even wired schools and libraries with fiber optic lines for internet access. Stick with Ameritech. We work hard to determine which service is right for you, no matter where you are. Ameritech. Your link to better communication.
Blackhawks hockey is brought to you in part by Campbell's Chunky, soup that eats like a meal, and by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and their drivers.
Hawks and Wings tied 3-3 in the second period. Here comes Steve Yzerman, beats Ed Belfour up high, 4-3 in favor of the Wings. Winning faceoffs is key. Jeff Shantz wins. James Black to Chris Chelios. Starts in, fires, scores. Hawks tied 4-4, but on the other end, Murray, Steve Yzerman wins a faceoff, and it starts the chain of events.
Yeah, the Red Wings are on a power play, which makes this a little more difficult. So you see they're not in a box. You see you got 3 guys in a straight line and 1 guy just up at the top. You're off the faceoff, you got to get into a box, keep them to the outside.
We'll see you after the game for the Sports Channel Report. Third period coming up next.
Dig the hole, dig the hole, dig the hole. Catch the tail, catch the tail, catch the tail.
Bite the leg, bite the leg, bite the leg.
Take a lesson from the dog. Focus on the simple things and you'll be happy.
Find a fare, find a fare, find a fare.
Southwest Airlines low fares from $29 will give you the freedom to go, see, and do things more often. Just purchase your round-trip tickets by January 23rd and at least a day in advance.
Find a phone, find a phone.
Oh no! The Mach 5 has been sabotaged. Speed, if you don't win, we could lose everything.
Here, Speed.
Huh? The Volkswagen GTI.
Faster, Speed!
Look out! This GTI is amazing. And it's got room for 4.
Make that 6.
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Go, Speed, race and go! Where's the coming, boss? We're coming. Don't obstruct them! Move it! Move the puck! I've never changed my mind. You got 2. You got 2. No! No! No!
Yes, I don't know your name, but I'm going to tell you something. Tired of getting thrown out yet? If you keep holding the way you're holding, you're going to sit there for the rest of the game. Keep it going! Keep it going! You! Drop it! Get in there and shut up! Keep it going! Keep it going! That's all! That's all! Did you like that? Wasn't bad.
Every day, lots of people choose FedEx to take their 2-day packages. Cost? About $8.
Every day, lots of people choose UPS to take their 2-day packages. Cost about $6.
Every day, lots more people choose the U.S. Postal Service to take their Priority Mail 2- to 3-day packages. Cost $3.
So, 8, 6, 3, what's your priority? Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Well, Detroit with 3 goals in the second period. They've taken a 5-4 lead into the third period. College hoops, Notre Dame versus Georgetown. That's Tuesday, 6:30. And then Minnesota versus Indiana. That's Wednesday at 7 o'clock Central. So some good college basketball coming your way on Sports Channel. (19-2-2) Detroit after 2 periods when leading. Hawks 3-16-1 when trailing after 2. But only by a goal, so anything can happen. Hawks have been filling the net of late, scoring a lot, but also giving up a lot of goals. 22-27, they've been outscored in their last 7 games.
Ed Belfour to our right for Chicago. Mike Vernon to our left for Detroit. 5-4 Wings as we open up the third period. And here's the draw taken by Amati. He clears it into the Detroit zone. Batista into the Fedorov, who pushed it out to center ice. Bouncing around there, and now the Wings Fedorov. Clear it deep into the Blackhawks zone. To the far side of Monty, able to roll it back to the center ice area. Now taken by Craven. Sends it up the near side to Amani. Steps over the line, lets it go. Vernon the save. Rebound, and Miller too well covered. Couldn't chase down the loose puck. A fine play by Lindstrom for the Redwings. Taken by Amani, who just gloved it over the glass and into the crowd.
Coming into tonight's action, Detroit had given up 35 fewer goals and scored 14 more, but Mike Vernon with a big save on Tony Amonte's blast, low to the glove side, and he's able to flash out the left leg. He's been able to make some good glove saves. Monte had one late in the second period, a blast that Vernon made a terrific glove save on. That's at least 4 shots on goal for Amonte in this game.
Now the draw taken by the wing Shanahan. He sends it in. Comes to the near side. LaPointe couldn't pick it up. Romer did, and got it to the Red Wing line. Now Russell in his own end for Chicago. And Chelios, who couldn't get it by Shanahan. Tried to throw it around the boards, but it winds up sailing over the glass and into the crowd, and almost 22,000 here tonight. 21,914 is your attendance in the United Center for this one.
Well, they've seen a whale of a game. 40 minutes of non-stop action. 9 goals. Detroit with 5 of them. That last minute power play goal, the difference by LaPointe. Face-off win after a questionable call. A redirected shot. Belfour made the save, lost sight of it, and LaPointe was able to tuck it into an open net.
Now the draw cleared into the Chicago zone. Suter back. Barry Suter hounded. Lost the handle, but managed to trickle it to center. Send it back in, but offside is the call. The Red Wings a game over 500 on the road so far this season. They're 8-7-3 coming into this game. And the Blackhawks with 4 on the board. This is a rare situation. This is only the 12th time in 40 games that Detroit has allowed more than 2 goals against. Here's the draw now. Hawks clear it back the other way. It's going to be an icing call against Chicago. So Greg Hartsburg anxious behind the Hawk bench. His team coming into this one with only 5 wins in the last 24 starts.
Hopefully some offense here, get a few breaks and score a couple goals to come from behind to beat Detroit. Third period has been a better period for them overall. 39-33, they've outscored opposing teams. Detroit, on the other hand, those been better, 37-24.
The draw to Fetisov, whose long shot hit Amati, deflecting to the near side. And Craven able to slide it back into the Red Wing zone. And they're going to rule it icing once again against the Hawks. We will be back here on home ice on Wednesday night when the Edmonton Oilers will come calling. And even though the Oilers have had a couple of injuries to important people, they're just a game under 500. They're 5th overall in the West. A lot of speed and skill, especially among the forwards for the Oilers, and they'll be here Wednesday night. 7 o'clock with a pregame on MVP for that one.
From here on in, though, Pat, every conference game is important.
Here's a long shot from Konstantinov that sails wide, rebounding in behind the net. Weinrich lost the handle. Larionov got it to Fedorov. To Larionov near board. He tried to center. It deflects back to him on the near side. Igor Larionov centered one and shot just wide. And deflected finally to the Hawks. Miller. Evan Miller carries it over the Detroit line. Carney, but his pass is picked off. And back to center ice it goes. Where Carney shoots it in. Fetisov up the far side to Shanahan. Out it to Sergei Fedorov. Unable to advance it, and Chelios carries it over the Red Wing line. A long bridge shot sails wide. Is jammed off on the near board. Put it around to the far side. Chelios in deep to the corner. Tried to center, but the pass is blocked. And Martin LaPointe gave it to Nicholas Lidstrom back of the goal. Jamnoff stepped into his. Kane Lucic over to Stuff. Shot and a save by Vernon at the far post. Rebound taken by the wing, Larionov. He cleared it to Shanahan. Over the Hawk line for LaPointe near side. To put it in behind the goal. And Cam Russell has some room to center right. Russell fires a long one. Vernon gloves that easily. Played it to the far board and Airy. Airy bounced it to the Hawk line. Taken by Gary Suter. With Yzerman in pursuit. Now picked up by Black. Had a rough ride from Red Wing defenseman Ward, but managed to clear it to center, and Shantz gets over the line, and now Gary Suter's slow to get up. Gary Suter having trouble putting any weight on his right leg. And the play's been stopped. It's 5-4 Detroit on the Hawk Network.
Gary, listen to this, listen to this. Okay, this idea is going to revolutionize the game of hockey. When the other team pulls their goalie, and puts in another skater, we'll pull one of our skaters and put in another goalie. Yeah. What do you think? Huh?
That's the stupidest idea I've ever
that's
heard.
what I was telling you.
Whose idea was that?
That was your
idea?
No. What? I don't prove it.
I told you not to say anything.
You're the one who started.
Where are you going? I'll get a hot dog.
Yeah, some Coke.
Inside its armrest are storage compartments. The map pockets are thoughtfully divided. Its roomy rear seats have underseat bins. And the bed converts into a shelf. In the all-new Dakota, even the conveniences have conveniences. The new Dodge Dakota. It's full of surprises.
Well, Blackhawks highlights and post-game interviews tonight after the game.
Point scoring.
Gary Suter getting hurt on that last sequence. His right skate got caught right on the bottom of the dasher board, it looked like. And he has been taken to the Blackhawk dressing room.
Looks like the left skates collided, he and Yzerman, and then the right one went into the boards rather awkwardly.
Now Black to the Red Wing line, lost the handle there. It was taken by Ciccone. To his own end for Chelios. Back to the near side, Ciccone. Rolling up the board. Board just upended Black, who is about to receive that pass, but play continues, and Chelios looks for Black on left wing. He fires a long one. Vernon with the right pad, kicked it to the near board. And Aaron Ward clear it, couldn't get it out. Piccone's centering attempt hit somebody. Now picked up by Amani. Got it to Craven. He shoots one and a save by Vernon. Rebound. And Black is tackled again. Rebound to the line. Here's Chelios, a long shot. That is blocked. And now finally a Red Wing penalty is going to be called.
That's amazing. It takes a flagrant one to be called. Finally, the Hawks are going to get a power play. Meanwhile, in front of the net, I think Ward got drilled as he took down Black. The shot came back and hit him. Craven gets it to Chelios, and it hit Ward while he was down after you had taken Black down. Looks like he got it on the inside of the right knee.
Detroit penalty number 23, Greg Johnson. 2 minutes for holding at 5:15. Detroit penalty.
The right knee?
That's right. I'm not touching that one.
I hope you don't. Greg Johnson gets the penalty for holding at 5:15. And Aaron Ward needing a little help to get to the Detroit bench. Well, it's been a season-long lament. The Blackhawk power play, way more often than not, has been unable to cash in at key times. Here's one right here. 5-4 Wings early in the third period. The face-off at the Detroit line. Now the draw to the Wings, and they clear it. Here comes Chelios. Put it to Carney. And a pick play as Amani ran into Konstantinov at the line, and that takes care of the power play. So that power play lasted 15 seconds.
Monte trying to cut across the blue line. Konstantinov went into him and then dove. Konstantinov, smart play. Took a look, moved to his right, went right into Amante while Amante was trying to sneak in behind him and went down in a heap, and that's it. Good play by Konstantinov.
So four skaters aside now, and the draw is taken by Keith Kearney. Kearney got to the Detroit line before he was stopped. Taken by Fedorov. It's picked off by Zhamnov in center ice. And here comes Chelios. Chelios put it to Zhamnov. He's got the line on the near side. Shoot! He just missed the far post. That one surprised Vernon. If it's on, it's in. And it rolled back to center, and here's Larionov over the line to Fedorov. Fires! Belfort made the save. Rebound to Zhamnov. Alex Zhamnov for Chris Chelios at center. He bounced one ahead. Zhamnov got to it, trying to move toward the net. Dandino got a piece of it, though. And Larionov a bit loose. And the Wings come away with it. Here's Tim Taylor over the Hawk line on the near side. Suter back on the ice, able to get in the way of Taylor. And now Savard starts back. Dennis Savard with 2 assists in the game. Weaves to center. Dropped it to Weinrich. Now Savard away from a check, gains the line on the far side. Peels off to the boards. Savard to the deep slot with it. Sweeps it to Weinrich at the near point. Goes across for Suter, a long wrist shot. Vernon stopped it. Rebound to the far corner. Craven poked it loose, but Weinrich unable to hold it in there. Back into Chicago ice it goes. 7 minutes gone by here in the third. Detroit with a 5-4 lead. Here comes Jeff Shantz over the line, trying to split a couple of checkers. Taken away by Ward. Now the Detroit penalty is over. They have a very short power play as Pusher center ice. Shanahan put it over the line. Here's Eisenman right to the slot. Center with a shot. Oh, just wide. A great passing play resulting in a chance for Brown. Here's a long shot from Pusher. Tipped right on it. Belfour stopped that. Now the Hawk penalty over. And both teams are back at full strength. As Amani gets away from Ward. Races over the line. And then Pusher able to cut him off. Knocks him down in the corner. Wrestle for then Russell, a long flip shot gloved by Verney. He's going to decide to play it. Shanahan rolled it up the near side, and Brown slides it back into the Chicago zone. Here's Russell falling down. Brown right in, shoots at the goal post. Doug Brown jumped on a loose puck and appeared to beat Belfour. I think it hit the post and came out. And now it's cleared to the far side. Held in by Fetisov. Cuts to the net. Turns in behind. Centered. Brown. And a save by Belfour. And he holds on. The Wings swarm around the Hawk net. And Belfour able to hold them off this time. 11 and a half left in the third. 5-4 Detroit on the Hawk net.
Check. Window heat. On. Take off warning horn. Check. Parking brake. Set. Radio's radar and transponder.
Set and standing by.
Sunscreen. SPF 15.
That's a check.
Southwest Airlines is going to Florida with low fares to Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Tampa Bay, and now Jacksonville. Florida's never been closer.
Cool shades. On.
Lots and lots, tons and tons of tennis balls. Some of the things that are on my Discover card statement. I travel quite a bit. Ooh, I didn't know that the golf balls were on here. Just relax, enjoy nature, and very good. Labidochromis, Caeruleus. They don't want to play with me now because I beat them 90% of the time. I'll take out $100 to buy the bait, gas up the boat.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
Let's see, what else do I have on this?
It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Blackhawks highlights and post-game interviews tonight after the game.
Well, Cam Russell has had a strong game. There's a blowout as he turns and falls, loses the puck to Brown. Brown goes in. Belfour has it go off the face mask. Keep it a 5-4 Detroit game, and then the Red Wings continue on. And Brown gets another chance. He's left all alone in front.
Face off to the left of Belfour. Here's the draw. Cleared to the near side. Konstantinov holding it in. Tried to center it. Picked off by Weinrich in the slot. Then he had a blowout behind the net. The Wings able to steal. Larionov just leaves the puck along the boards. Didn't want anything to do with Weinrich, who he's able to clear it back into the Red Wing zone. On the far side, Kozlov to Fedorov. Shot it to center. Taken by Keith Kearney. Kearney up the left side for Miller. Got help from Amani. Back to Miller in over the line. Centered one. It never reached Amani. Picked off to Fedorov. He got it to Larionov, who's into the Hog zone. Weaving to the far side. Takes a look. Hanging on still. Larionov looking to center, and Kearney able to steal that one. Putting it back into the Red Wing zone. The Wings try to get things organized. They complete a change and a long feed deflected in the Hog zone. Taken by Gary Suter. To Bob Probert. Cleared it to the Detroit line. Now Suter. The far side for Daze trying to move in there. He shoots. And a save by Vernon. What a job by Daze to get rid of that shot with the Red Wing draped all over it. And now we're halfway through the third period. 5-4 Detroit. So far this third frame has been scoreless. There's been a big departure. The first period there were 5 goals on the board, 3 by the Hawks. Here comes Doug Brown cutting and firing, and a save by Belfour. And he hangs on, and Doug Brown's had the best chances of anybody here in the third.
That's 3 good shots for Brown. A nice feather pass by Eisenman. Backhand feather pass over the stick of the defenseman. Leading Brown perfectly, came flat on the stick, and he lets it rip, and Belfour makes the save in good position. Meanwhile, Daze, being harassed by Yzerman, still able to get a shot away in traffic low to the glove side, and Vernon kicks it away. 26 Blackhawks shots, 34 Detroit shots.
Face off in the Hog zone. Over to the far side. Cummins checked by Airy. Back around the boards it goes, and Gary Suter will try the near side, and he clears it out to center ice. Aaron Ward shot it back in. Now Savard moves it to Suter. Ahead for Morrow. Ward took him off the puck. Out of the far board it goes. Savard. And a jam and loose, got spun around by Pusher. They battle away, and the Wings able to win the battle, and there it's the center where Brown carries it over the Hawk line, 1 against 3, able to buy some time, then had to send it in deep. And the Hawks clear it to center and Savard. Got it to Amani, who leaves for Morrow. I got it. He sends it in behind the Red Wing goal. Ariana to Fetisov in his own end. It's cleared to center where Kozlov scoops it into the Chicago end. Taken by Weinrich. He got bumped by Fedorov, then it's stolen. Fedorov side of the net. Working against Miller, and Kevin Miller able to play the body nicely. And now Craven starts back. Murray Craven to Kevin Miller. Gets it over the line, and Kearney in there just ahead of the play. The whistle sounds, and we're down to 8 minutes remaining in regulation time. Detroit leading Chicago 5-4 on the Chicago Blackhawk Network.
Prepare for some punishing action when the Hawks take their show on the road. They'll tackle Martin, Brodeur, and the pesky New Jersey Devils in an interdivisional battle. Go on the road with the Hawks Friday night at 6 on Sports Channel.
In November, they dealt the Bulls their first loss of the season. Now, MJ and company are on a mission to beat Utah. See the Bulls and Jazz, and after the game, you'll go live in the locker room. Coverage begins tomorrow night at 7.
By the end of the shift, your legs are gone. It feels like they're on fire. Your breath gets shallow, and each stride hurts more than the last. Unfortunately, the fresh defenseman on the other side knows all this. What he doesn't know is you've got one rush left.
A lot of Detroit Red Wing fans on hand in this capacity crowd of 21,914. The Hawks trying to come from behind for the 4th time this year as they still trail 5-4. Belfour's kept him in this 3rd period. He's made a lot of good saves.
Mike Vernon closing in on his 300th career victory at 294 right now. Over 100 games, above 500 in his career. 294, 173 and 57. He'll be one of the several unrestricted free agents in terms of goaltenders when the offseason arrives.
Well, Glenn Hall thinks Vernon is a terrific goaltender. Worked with him quite a bit in Calgary while he was the goaltender coach there. Not the biggest guy, but he plays his angles very well and stands up nicely.
Here's the chance for Shamrock on a good feed from Probert, and he shot it just wide of the far post. And the Wings able to clear it back to center ice. Suter hammers it in. Vernon played it to Dandino. 20-year-old Matthew Dandino able to step away from Daze and clear it to the Chicago line. Wings try to make a quick change, and the Hawks looking to catch him. Here's Suter over the line, moving and shooting, and a save by Vernon. Rebound to the near board. Probert. Bumped in the corner. Konstantinov able to take it away. Clear it to center ice. Chris Draper in over the hog line. Left it for Fetisov. Shooting. That hits Suter. And Gary Suter trying to beat Chelios. We had a man all over him. He did a great job to clear the zone. Here comes Shan. In over the line. Trying to cut to the net. A one-hand attempt. He got ridden to the end boards by Konstantinov. And now back to the line. Held in by Weinrich. Into the far corner. Krivo. Konstantinov knocked him down. And they wrestle for it along the boards. Now Black gets it in there deep. Taken by Kriva Krasov. And it gets some help, but nobody will go to the front of the net. Now here's Black with a long shot, and a good save by Vernon. Rebound is cleared. Back into the center ice area. Now a penalty coming up. Chance was knocked down. Detroit's going to be short-handed, and as they control the whistle sound.
Another good shift by this line. Black, Shanson, and Krivo Krasov have played their best hockey as Blackhawks in the last 10 games. They pressured, and Shanson was slashed by Konstantinov and then gave Vernon a shove, and then Vernon retaliated and he got caught, and the Hawks will go to the power play. And hopefully this one will last a little longer than 15 seconds. Well, Chicago goes to its 4th power play, and the difference in the game is Detroit's power play goal late in the 2nd period. So hopefully the Hawks can match their power play total to tie it up. 13:46, the time of the penalty to Vernon.
Well, Mike Vernon's unhappy, and he's got reason to be. He barely touched Jeff Shantz, who did quite a job of acting when he hit the deck, and he did draw the penalty. We're talking about Vernon before, Dale, and the high recommendation that he got from Glenn Hall, and that's really all you need to know in terms of his ability as a goaltender. But beyond that, he's one of those guys that is unaffected if he has something bad happen to him. He's got a great attitude. He's got a short memory, and that's what you've got to have playing that position.
I should be a good goaltender.
5-4 Detroit with just over 6 minutes left in the 3rd, and now a Blackhawk power play. So the stage is set for the importance of this situation. Daze, Zhamnov, and Amandi are in front of Suter and Chelios. There's the draw. Taken by Chelios, who fires it in. To the near side, Amandi got spun around by Konstantinov. 3 Hawk forwards in the corner, and Zhamnov came out of there with it. Out to the line, Suter broke his stick trying to one-timer. It rolled loose and shot. Oh, what a save by Vernon on Amandi. And now it's cleared back to the Hawk line. Picked up there by Chris Chelios. His pass was too far for Amandi. Now Brown into the Chicago zone. Has Fedorov coming, gave it to him. And he couldn't control the feed, or he would have had a great short-handed chance. Chelios the other way. In over the Detroit line on the near side, trying to muscle to the net. Looking to center, but Vernon blocked the attempt with his goal stick. And now to the far corner. Daze won the puck. Out to the line, Suter. Shooting, it's blocked. Came right back to it. Suter holding it in for Chelios, far dot. Back to Suter. Got a man down, then put it to Chelios, who sent it with Amandi. Oh, what a save by Vernon! Chelios hoping for an Amandi tip. He got it. And Mike Vernon sprawling to his left with a terrific save.
Wow, he's just driving Amandi crazy. Vernon has made 3 or 4 spectacular saves on Tony Amandi, and now he's just harping at McCreary. And you better be careful, he might get another penalty. Good play by Suter. 2 Red Wing players went down, he slipped it to Chelios, Amandi redirected it, and right into Vernon. Earlier on the first stage of the power play, there's a puck caromed right to the front of the net. Vernon with a great save on Amandi. Earlier, a better save than this one. 58 seconds still to go on this 4th Hawk power play.
Now Ed Belfour has found an equipment problem, but Bill McCreary knows what's going on. He's trying to hustle Chelios back to the other end of the ice. The Hawks try to get Suter and Chelios an extra second to catch their breath. Meanwhile, Craven, Miller, and Savard have come on to finish this power play as the forward line. Now the draw, won by Craven. To the line, Chelios put it to Suter near point. His long shot hits somebody, rolled right through the crease between the legs of Craven. Into the corner, Miller. His pass stolen by Shanahan. He clears it.
Near miss in front once again. Shot redirected, but just wide. Craven got a piece of that Suter shot.
Here comes Savard into the Red Wing zone. His pass hit a skate. Winding up at center. Now Chelios looks for Craven. Rolled it, had Savard over the line. Chipped it, intended for Miller, and never got to him. Deflecting instead behind the goal. Picked up by Konstantinov. He clears it down all the way. And that'll take care of the Blackhawk power play. It's generated a couple of good opportunities, but unable to finish. And now both teams are at full strength. And the clock is just over 4 minutes remaining. It's in the Red Wing zone. Probert wrestling with Brown along the boards. Doug Brown able to clear it out of the Detroit zone. Pusher upped it back into Blackhawk territory. Taken by Kearney. Keith Kearney